All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. How is everybody doing on this? What is it? It's Tuesday. It's cold again. It's cold again. Boy, was yesterday an absolute. Yesterday was hellfire and damnation. It just was. But I had a good time with it because what else are you going to do? It was an absolute disaster. But Kyle is in Florida, safe and sound. He just woke up 10 minutes ago and texted me. So everything there is good. And I just won't look at my credit card bill because he had lunch at the Baltimore airport and he had dinner at the Columbus airport. And he don't go to Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? He ate a whole ass 10-inch pizza covered in onions too. So he must have been fun to sit next to on the flight. I mean, just like covered in onions. So I hope I didn't talk to too many people on the flight. But other than that, it got cold again. And uh, NHL scores being what they are. Yeah. And so throw the roses away. The party's over. So the Wings beat the Flames. The Devils beat the Bruins overtime, of course. Mammoth beat the Stars. The Kings beat the Rangers, who were now chasing for the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And the Penguins beat the Avs. So instead of looking at where we are in relation to the playoff race, from now on, I will be looking at where we are in relation to getting our pick back for this season. So we're at 69 points. The only Eastern Conference team worse than us right now are the Rangers. We have a game in hand on them. The Leafs are a point better than us, but we have 2 games in hand on them. So right now we're behind the Rangers, and let's see, we're behind the Blackhawks, Blues, Jets, Preds, Canucks, Flames. And what's crazy about it is that we're at 69 points, talking about a lottery pick. And over in the Western Conference, we would be 2 points out of a freaking playoff spot. We would be 2 points out of a playoff spot in the West. Unfreaking believable. So, how's everybody doing? Colin, the Broncos traded for Waddle. We're getting the 30th pick of this year's draft, the 3rd and the 4th. That's a good return. That's a good return for Waddle. Good job. Hey, Jameson. Yeah, happy birthday, Kyle. Let's see. I think he's 47 this year. Yeah. I look pretty good for 74, eh? Yeah, exactly, Colin. Hey, Real. Yeah, please let Sully be better at drafting than Greer. Colin, right? Also, the Cats now are back in the top 10 because of the Kings winning yesterday. Yeah, we are fighting for lottery position with the teams that have realistic, genuine playoff hopes in the Western Conference. I mean, you can't make that up. Hey, Real, he says, Sir, good news to report. As of last night, our tank was able to mobilize and fortify our position in the top 10. The mission objective of rescuing Private McKenna is in full operation. Colin says the mission objective is to draft the top D-man prospect because, holy crap, the blue line is old. Understood, sir. Private McKenna is a decoy to confuse the enemy. Let's see. Sonic fan says, Ottawa Sporting News says Senators and Brady Tkachuk predicted to part ways soon. Interesting. I mean, we'll have the money. The Panthers would have the money to do it. We would, don't tell anybody, but we would have the money to do it. Hey, Ryan, Icy, how you doing? Yep, happy St. Patrick's Day too as well. Oh yeah, there you go, Krabs. Oh, yeah, Dolphins are lucky to get 4 wins. I'm sure Malik Willis is thrilled. How you doing, Simon? I have a feeling I figured something out. Simon says, "What's my prediction for tonight in Vancouver?" I think I figured out why we're not playing our guys like Vilmanis and some of our younger guys. It's to further the tank. Yeah, yeah. Because if we keep Vilmanis in, if you put Devine in, if you put Horvolka in, then those guys are going to be loyal to the franchise. They're going to play hard. So we had to put those guys in Charlotte and just pick up some guys off the street. Not that they're not going to play hard, but I think now that I'm figuring it out, I think maybe they just picked up guys to just kind of make it look like we're not tanking, but tank. Hey, Ron. Yeah, imagine Dallas passed Colorado in the Central Division. It could. Let me see. Let me get over here. It could happen. I mean, the Avs do have a game in hand. Do they play each other? Colorado, Dallas. Let's. Oh, geez, tomorrow. There's the answer. Tomorrow night, the Stars play the Avs. Do they play again? They do. April 4th. And so they play twice. Yeah. The Stars could actually do that. TSN is reporting Kachuk together with Austin Matthews request trades this summer. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I did not make the video I was going to make. I was going to make a video on what I expected the Panthers or what I would like the Panthers to do for next year. There goes my damn internet cord again. I was going to do a video on what I would like them to do next year in terms of what the lineup is. But if we have to hold space for Brady Tkachuk, I think that's a different situation. Let me scroll down here. I got a lot in the chat I can't get to, so just hold on a second. Hey, thank you, Jameson. Thank you, bud. Much, much, much appreciated, buddy. He says 1,202 days, December 1st, 2022, the last Florida goal scored against the Canucks in Vancouver. Good God almighty. Wow. That's absurd. Has it been, because we always go to Vancouver. We're always sick. What are you guys feeding us up there? All right, hold on. I saw Vincent say something here. Hold on. Vincent says 19 in a row, you said. Broke hearts for no reason. Hey, I was trying to, what do they call that? The power of positive thinking. I honestly, when they had won the 3 in a row, I thought they might shift gears and say, hey, maybe, but they didn't. They did not. I thought maybe when they won the 3 in a row, they'd look at some of the numbers and think that they weren't completely out of it and bring back some of the guys who were, the injured-ish type of guy. But they're done. They toast. That's clear. So Greg says parity in the East, contenders in the West. Exactly. Hey, David, how you doing, bud? I'd love to see the Chucky brothers be together. I mean, it could happen. Trent says we need to upgrade the bottom pair. Horvolka. We need to give Horvolka an opportunity. I want a Kulikov, Horvolka bottom pair next year. We have to start inserting some younger guys. That's just my take on it. Greg says trade the draft pick for an established player. Could happen. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd rather just draft the younger guys. Yeah, Willis has nobody to throw to. Trent says, I hate to say Kulikov looks old too. It's interesting that you said that, Trent, because the last couple of games I was watching him and I kind of had a little bit of the same type of feeling of like he looks a little bit slower than I'm used to seeing. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he couldn't train completely the right way while he was out. I don't know. Maybe he's not really. Maybe he's a guy that plays himself into shape. He basically missed the whole season. But yeah, there was a couple of times when I saw him skating after the puck where he did not, he looked a little bit slower than I'd normally like to see him. Scientist says the record over the final 16 games percentage to make the playoffs. 16-0-0 is still 98.9. 15-1-0 is 85.8. 14-2-0 is 45.6. My God, if we could go 13-3-0 and it's only a 10% chance of making the playoffs, that's wild. So percent to get a top 10 pick, 6-10, basically 100%. 7-9, 96%. 8-8, 66%. 9-7, 17.8. So yeah, 6-10 sounds about right, scientist. I mean, hell, get the pick. At this point, get the pick. I hate to see us lose. I don't like losing, but circumstances being what they are, I have to put myself and get the pick tank and get the pick camp at this point. I mean, it's laughable. We could go 13-3 and still only have a 10% chance of making it. Yeah. Greg says the Checkers playoff run may be worth tracking. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. Crab says, yeah, we're tanking, but Vancouver is a dumpster fire. Oh, Vancouver is going to have the best odds for sure. There's no question. I don't think anybody could tank hard enough for them to minus 75 goal differential. Good God Almighty. Wow. David says, I hope Waddle goes and wins the Super Bowl with Denver. I got nothing against Waddle. I just never felt like he's not a number one. You know what I mean? Not in my opinion, anyway. Real says, I appreciate Mackey more now. He's the only one who's committed to the tank the whole year. Vinny could learn from him. Oh, poor Mackey, man. Hey, Anthony. I'm extremely pleased. I'm very pleased with the Waddle trade. Hey, Simon. There was no swimming or gym. Yesterday was hellfire and damnation with the. If you haven't read the post I put out a post this morning that describes the day that we all had yesterday with Kyle's flights being delayed. Just read the post. He says, oh, God, the Toronto media is really pulling that one. I doubt Brady would go to the Leafs. Oh, no. So Vincent says, I don't want two Kachucks. God, no. Get a proper hockey player. Come on now. I don't know, man. I mean, it don't matter what we want, though, Vincent. I mean, if it's actually true, and Brady goes to Ottawa and says, trade me, it's over. Because we'll have the cap space. I'm sure we'd be more than fine sending them Samoskevich or Vilmanis or whatever. I'm sure a deal could be made, and we'd have the cap space, especially if we could get out. Maybe we can get Ottawa retain a couple million. I'm not, whether you want it to happen or not, whether you're on board with it or like the idea. If it's actually true that Brady wants to be traded, he's got a no move clause. So he could very easily just be like, that's it, send me to Florida. I'm out of here. I'd be shocked, though, if it happens now. But there you go, David. Yeah. So Crash says, no, we don't need both Kachucks. So people aren't into that, huh? Interesting. Kenneth says, willing it into existence, not power of thinking. Gotcha. Yeah, either way, Kenneth. That's all I was trying to do, right? Yeah. Hinestroza I like. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be on the team next year, but we'll see. Depends on what this summer brings. Yeah, we're pretty much all embracing the tank at this point. Anthony says the class of defensemen in this year's draft is great, borderline elite. Then get the pick. I mean, you may as well at this point, right? We ain't got to work too hard for it. He says, LOL, Brady got picked for Olympics because he isn't the proper. Oh, so people don't agree. People are not agreeing with Vincent. I see. Oh, okay. That already got that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Simon. Good question. I heard about the World Cup. Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. It's the middle of, I think they said it's going to be like a 13-day tournament, but the league's only going to stop for 17 days. That sounds really condensed. So that part of it, I'm not a fan of. And I hope things get settled so that Russia can play. Of course, you never know. The United States players are in so tight with Trump that they might actually be, influencing foreign policy. I could see like Kachuk and everybody being like, hey, Trump, don't keep the war going so that we don't have to play the Russians, right? I'm kidding. Don't everybody get your panties in a bind. So Vincent says, well, Brady's a better hockey player than Matthew, but together they bring too much chaos and distraction and less hockey. Don't you feel like, so Vincent, so here's what I'll say. Theoretically, I agree with you. However, I believe that the chaos that they bring when they're on the ice together is merely a function of the fact that they rarely get on the ice together. Like, I think if they were on the same team, certainly to start the season, you might see a little bit of that, right? But I think as they got used to being around, as they got used to it, I think that level of chaos I think things would settle down. I think some of it is because, oh my God, we finally get to do this again. And they try to make the most of it and all of that. Steven says you'll join that track after today. Oh, you want to win for your birthday? Hey, happy birthday, Steven. You got the same birthday as Kyle. Dave says Waddle's a solid possession receiver and didn't complain one time during the dumpster fire. No doubt. But to get what we got for him, I'm fine with it. Hunger says, honest question, Jaws. If, in your opinion, if we had the chance to get McKenna or Stenberg, would I pick them over a D-man? God, that's tough. I might choose the D-man. I might choose the defenseman. When you think about the Panthers, farm system and everything, like we got forwards coming out the yin yang, and if you draft McKenna, now you're moving Vilmanis, right? We only have so many spots for young kids. Or you're moving Sam Iskevich, like you'd have to make room for him. Where a D-man, our prospect pool in Charlotte is basically Horvolka and Benning is my size. I might take the defenseman. Greg says Cats get Brady through normal hockey move, and the Cats trade a draft pick with the Leafs for Austin, then retain $3 million per year. I thought tonight was 9 o'clock. Well, hold on a second. It's 10 tonight. Why did I think tonight was 9? Or is it 10 tonight and then the other two are 9 o'clock? Is that what it is? Yeah, okay. I got my days mixed up. I'm actually okay with that. I thought tonight was 9 and the back-to-backs were 10. But so tonight is 10 and then the back-to-backs are 9. All right, I'm actually okay with that. Funfish, I did see that. He says, did you see Brady called out the Leafs yesterday for not defending Matthews? Yeah, I absolutely saw that. The main thing is we saved the best. We forgot this year. Yeah, I politics and all that aside, I think most NHL fans would like to see the Russians play. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I mean, it would be such a hell of a team. 2 hours ago, Peros defended his 5-game suspension. That I did not see. No, Colin says, did I see that Jairus Miyuk, if that's how you pronounce it, set a Checkers franchise record for most shutouts by a rookie? No, I did not see that. All right. So maybe that's the dude, eh? Okay. Funfish says, am I on Team Tank or Team Push for next year? So at this point, I'm on Team Tank. And now I'm not going to root for them to lose. Like if they win, I'm going to be happy they won. I know it doesn't make much sense. I can't be happy that they lose. But at the same point, when I look and see, you know, you got Cole Reinhardt out there, you got Hinostroza out there, they're not playing Vilmanis. They've shut down a lot. When I see what they're doing on the ice, like it's obvious that they are, I don't want to use the word tanking, but shutting it down. It's obvious that they've shut it down. So at this point, if I'm looking at the long-term benefit for the team, like I don't want to see a bunch of 6-2 games like I did the other night, right? I think we'd all like to see better hockey. But at the same point, there's no sense in any of the guys that are even a little bit injured being out there trying to push. Hey, Neil, he says, do I think the Vilmanis is the future wing to play with Barkov and Reinhardt? Bennett and Kachuk. I have a new perspective on what I would like the lineup for next year to be. Of course, if we get Brady Kachuk, that's a whole different planet. But I was going to put out a video tomorrow because that's something I was thinking about a lot last couple of days is what I'd really like to see us do for our lines next year. But I am hoping that they don't do to Vilmanis what we did to Sordiff. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. David says, how many top-notch G-men are out there, though? When Jones is healthy, he's better than 95% of them. It's so hard finding big guys who can skate. So I'd like to see Horvolka get a chance. But, Craig says, all sure is good. I don't know why he gets overlooked. Is it size? Is it size, Colin? Let me see. No, 6'3", 206, 21. I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, we did draft the kid. He's 21, so he's really young for a defenseman. You know, and David, in terms of what you're talking about Jones and everything, not disagreeing. But you know, Jones is 30-something, Ekblad is 30, Gustav is 30, I think, at this point. I think Mikkola is approaching 30. So I think the idea is so that as guys need to get moved down, we've got younger defensemen that are ready to move up. Yeah, all sure, Craig, that's a perfectly good point. You know, he does kind of get overlooked. Yeah, Vancouver's 3 hours. I'm happy though. I'll take the 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah, no, even talking about the salary increase, even if we give Bobrovsky 10 million again, we're the Panthers will still have about 8 or 9 million. We have to have a couple of small contracts that we need to sign, but we could easily do something. I mean, if we wanted to sign Brady Tkachuk, if we wanted to trade him, we don't need to sign him. If we wanted to trade for him, we'd have the money. We'd probably have to let Rodriguez go, but we'd have the money. Kachukin says, pack it in, give the young guys as much ice time as they want. Yep. All right, David, appreciate you. Funfish says, so I want close losses. I just want decent hockey. It's hard, man, right? You know? When they won, I wasn't kidding about the 19 straight. I mean, I knew they probably wasn't going to do it, right? But I hadn't really given up. But then with that game the other night, like that was rough. And you know, if they were actually truly going to make some kind of historic run, you need Tarasov to be better. You need Tarasov to be locked in the way Bob was the other night. And nobody was locked in the other night. And I think I think they've packed it in. Kenneth says, did you see Batherson scored 2 goals on Sunday, only getting 1 shot on goal? That's wild. I did not see that. Greg, you think Horvolka is slow, or is it just that he's so tall? Trent says we would have to give up Lundell for Brady. Everybody says we'd always have to give up Lundell for the guys that we're going to get, but we never do. Brady holds all the cards. He's got a no move clause. So if and I'm just going by the report, but if Brady goes to them and says, trade me and I'm only going to Florida, they're going to take what we can give them or they're not going to move them. You know what I mean? Like, or we just, you know what? Zito's not going to give him Lundell is what I'm trying to say. Chucky wouldn't go for it. I don't think Chucky would want us to trade any of the core pieces like that to get his brother there. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But Brady could put them in a position of, trade me to Florida or, okay, don't. You know what I mean? He's only got the 2 years left on the contract. So it's very kind of a similar situation. It was a little bit different when we got Matthew, though. But we'll see. TSN could just be, wrong, right? You're Mac, you think we don't have the assets to get Brady? I disagree, but we'll see. Craig, so you think Horvolka's slow? Mikula would smoke him in a race? Interesting. Vincent says all this Brady talk resolves with Bennett. They won't keep both. Bennett with Tkachuk and Tkachuk, though. I don't know. We'll see. Remember, I know Marchand's a different situation, but we were all worried that we were going to have to give up Lundell for Marchand. Colin says, I like Horvolka. Definitely is very versatile from what I've seen. He's played some top pair minutes, but mainly plays middle to bottom pair minutes. All right. So, he's the older of the guys. So, I know that's probably why he got an opportunity. Benning again is an older guy, so that's probably why Ulster hasn't made it up yet. But at some point, right? At some point, you have to start bringing in, having some youth get some exposures. Real says, I still sometimes go back and watch Kyle and the chat's reactions to getting Marchand. Yeah, I think I said something to the effect of why, where, and for who, right? And that got resolved real quick. That got resolved. I was concerned. What did we have to give up for him? Funfish says, imagine if you guys got Matthews, Barkov, and Lundell from Yeesh. Yeah, no, we're good. Kenneth says, I think a trade with Sens for Brady involves 27 first, but if Florida finished bottom 10, they won't have that pick. Ottawa's not in a rebuild, so they don't want the future first. But if we get the lottery pick this year, we could send it to Ottawa. If we get the lottery pick this year, you see what I'm saying? We could still send that. Now, of course, odds are not going to happen, but I agree with Trent. In my opinion, Barkov is the best overall player in the NHL. I'll agree with you, man. I'm not biased either. Craig says Schaefer is 18 and elite, so age shouldn't matter if the skills are there. Well, I mean, that's true, but it is rare for defensemen at that age. Like most of the ones that had to develop, usually it takes them till 22, 3, 4-ish. But yeah, I'd be fine with Benning, cutting Benning's time here a little bit and get Ulster up. Maybe that's the plan. Well, what's my opinion of Barkov next year? Do I think he'll lose his step? No, I don't think so. I mean, his game isn't necessarily predicated on so much speed as it is strength, right? We may see an improved version of him because he's basically going to have had the whole year off. I know he had to rehabilitate the knee, but in terms of the rest of his body, the physicality of the game, his body's going to have had a whole year to heal anything that was back there. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you, buddy. Says, happy St. Patrick's Day, Jaws special edition. Been a long while since the super chatted here. No problem, bud. Are you and Donna doing anything for SPD? No. Also wish Kyle a good trip to Florida. Happy 27th birthday. Appreciate that, MJ. So, yeah, Kyle left yesterday. You'll want to check out the post I wrote about the story of Kyle's day yesterday. He got there. Not exactly on the same day that we started, but yeah, he got there. And now the only thing we're doing is she's going to work and I'm streaming the game that starts at 10 o'clock tonight. Apparently, I thought it was 9. All right. I'm going to have to take a nap. Jeez. Jameson says, keep your eye on Teddy Bluger tonight. He's a UFA. Could be a solid 4C at a cheap price. Potentially a no-sick replacement for next season. Okay. Will I stream Team USA? No. I got the Panther game. I got the Panther game tonight. What time is the game, the WBC? It would probably be ending, right? It'll probably be ending as we're starting the game. Yeah, because the game starts at 8. So the baseball game will probably be ending as we are starting up. You shocked Japan and Italy didn't make it to the finals. Certainly Japan. Yeah, Bluger's been around a little while, right? I mean, I've heard that name we've heard that name a little bit. Let's see. 30, 31. Yep, 6'0", $185. He certainly eats some ice time. His face-offs percentage this year hasn't been great. Has he been injured? Because he's only got the 19 games. That's all. That's a possibility. They may just go with Rodriguez. We'll see. Craig says Checkers are also in a playoff run, so Alsher may not be available so the Checkers can run deep. Right. There you go, Kenneth. Barkov for 25, 26 MVP. The league has seen his value this year. That would be nice. That's something he hasn't won. If he comes back fresh, you never know. Funfish. Yeah, I got the 3 in a row. I thought tonight was 9 and the back-to-backs were 10. So with today being 10 and the back-to-backs being 9, that's actually better. That's actually better. The 9's not so bad. Like the 9, I can be in bed by about 1. But obviously the 10, now it starts to push it to 2. MJ, you got to read the post. You got to read the post, MJ. It was a wild day. Hey, True, how you doing, buddy? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Lily, I'm not sure. We haven't heard about Seth Jones other than maybe, but I don't think we've heard officially yet. Gotcha, MJ. Bluger's been injured this year for a long portion of the season. His ice time has increased because Vancouver has no center depth. Gotcha. Okay, that makes some sense. Yeah, I'm not. You're hanging in there by a thread, buddy. I can understand that. Let me see. It's such a late game. They may not have announced the roster for tonight. No. Doesn't look like usually the NHL puts it out. Let me see. Let me see. Daily Faceoff has it, but that is not going to be accurate. Doesn't look like it. According to Daily Faceoff, no Jones. It's still Sabrango and Kulikov and Benning and Mikula. Yeah. If everything stays the same, be Lundell, Rodriguez, Nosek, Cunnan. Yeah. Leah Sabrango sucks. We got him on waivers. Sometimes you get Forsling on waivers. Sometimes you get Sabrango on waivers, right? He is Bornfoot back in the AHL or is he hurt? No, I think Bornfoot's back in the AHL. Yeah, it looks to me like they've put their assets into the Checkers, going for the Calder Cup and putting the other guys. You ever seen that movie, The Other Guys? Looks like they've put the other guys here in the NHL, which kind of might be the reason why the rest of the core guys didn't play so well the other night. They recognized that, yeah, okay, we're done. That party is over, right? So, which is fine. Let them. I don't. At this point, let them rest. At this point, if these guys got little injuries and whatnot. Trent says, I was a big Sabrango fan when we first got him. Now I want him gone. He looked good-ish for a little bit, but he's too all over the place. He's you can't fault his effort, right? But he skates himself out of position just too much. Bornford scored an empty netter last day. Okay. Lilia, well, Tarasov doesn't have a contract. So, yeah, good question, Kachuk. And what backup? I was just getting ready to look that up. Of course, it's early, right? So we don't know what teams are going to sign guys. But the goalie market for a backup, don't be surprised. Don't shoot the messenger. But there's some guys around. Some guy named Stuart Skinner. Is Alex Lyon a free agent for next year? No. Somebody had mentioned that, but he's not. He must have signed. So, yeah, this is where you get into the issue of the free agent goalie market is just not great. I'm shaking my head because I'm just looking at the names and it's like, nah. Like, honestly, Skinner might be one of the better options, is one of the better options out there. The rest of the guys, Tarasov, Marilainen, Pickard, Matt Murray, Riddick, Connor Ingram, Cameron Talbot, Freddie from Carolina, who's old and injured, Mrazek, Sheloffs. I know some people want to go get Wallstead, but you have to pay for him. And then it's just a bunch of guys that it's not great. There's nobody that blows there's nobody that blows you away going, yeah, definitely go get that guy. Greg says, how funny would it be if the Pens and Skinner made the cup and beat the Oilers? I mean, I think that's something we could all root for, right? Bucks, are you asking me about Achan rumors? I haven't seen, buddy. I haven't seen. I know Kyle would be livid if they got rid of Achan. What's my score prediction for tonight? We're playing the Canucks, right? I say we're going to win 5-3. I think we'll win this game. We'll win this game. And we might even beat Calgary. Hey, JC. How's it? It's cold. It got cold again, Simon. It got cold again. Kachukin says Skinner as a backup is totally fine. Leo says if they get Jari, I think Jari's got term on his deal. I'm pretty sure Tristan Jari has he's not a free agent. Because he signed that contract when Dubas got there. He is signed through 27-28. So that's where, unless they trade him, Jari's going to be there. Vincent says we need a backup who wears 41. That could happen. You just saw the report. So they might be shopping Achan. Oh, they've been up a while? I didn't see it. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. I missed it. Sorry, MJ. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Much appreciated, buddy. Thank you, bud. All right, let's see. Sports headlines. Jalen Waddle is no longer a Dolphin. I'm good with that. Iran wants World Cup games moved to Mexico. Okay. Well, yeah. Radko Gudas suspended. Sends Nick Jensen out with a knee injury. Kirby Doc out 2 to 4 weeks. And Venezuela versus USA in the WBC final tonight. Thank you again, MJ. Waddle. Good, nice guy. Just go be hurt somewhere else. He's always hurt. the Gudis suspension should have been 10, at least 15, 20, 25, 30. Do I hear 40, 35, 40, 45, 40, 40, 40, 45, 50? It should have been more than 5 for sure. And I guess we'll be streaming hockey tonight when the USA Venezuela game ends. All right, let me scroll back down here. Trent says, I see us losing 6-2. We do bad against Vancouver. I would agree with you, but I think the last game was so bad. I'd just be surprised if we were that bad 2 games in a row. Like, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the road trip what I would have thought, I would have said we would have won the last game because we'd been on a little bit of a, on a win streak and then blown it against Vancouver. If we lose Vancouver 6-2, then there's no choice but being on Team Tank, right? Lily, yeah, I think Alex Lyons got a contract, though. What was Alex Lyons' contract that he signed? He signed through next season. He's only got 1 more year on his deal. But if he's the starter in the playoffs and he takes Buffalo anywhere, they're going to sign him to something. Arnie says, Bob Skinner platoon next year to win the cup and give Edmonton the ultimate middle finger. I mean, it's not impossible. I'd be fine with Skinner. I know he's inconsistent as hell, but maybe we could fix that. Maybe we could fix him. Right? All right, MJ, I know you'll do a good job. I appreciate you, bud. Kachuckin says we should tank for the pick and then trade it for a goalie, honestly. Are there any goalies worth that pick, though? Yeah, Stolars and Vanacek both wore 41. Yeah. Is there a goalie worth that pick? I don't think so. I mean, unless the Rangers... Because you have to re-sign Bob, right? I guess when can you trade? The point is when can you trade again? If you can't trade again until free agency opens up, then you can't trade the pick for a goalie because you would then, by definition, be letting Bobrovsky hit free agency without a contract. Yeah. MJ, you don't like the Waddle move? I'm fine with it. We're supposed to be tanking the Dolphins. They're supposed to be tanking. I don't know why they signed Malik Willis. Whatever. Vanacek was in net for the Mammoth win against the Stars last night. Good for him. Yeah, the Gudis hit was unfortunate. I know Brady was trying to mitigate things by saying, obviously, he doesn't mean to do it on purpose, but, do I think they'll sign an extension for Vinny Hinestroza? There's certain circumstances where I think the answer to that question is yes. I'm going to have a video coming out tomorrow. There's so many different decisions that need to be made, and it may just be some easier ones to make. But I'm trying to create a lineup where we insert some youth into things. Yeah, exactly, Hungry. Maybe I can fix her, right? Hungry says the top-ranked goalie in this draft is ranked around 34th overall. We could pick him in the second round with one of our 2 second-round picks. Or we could trade the lottery pick for multiple first-round picks. Right? Could we do that? Drew says Brady, his wife, and Walt and his wife want to raise his son in Florida. That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I like Hinestroza. But you have to move. If you're going to keep Hinestroza, you got to move Boquist. Kentucky says Bob will be locked up before free agency. Right. So then it wouldn't make any sense to trade that pick for the goalie. See what that's what I was saying. True says if they threw to Waddle the past seasons, he'd have better stats. Tua never used them. Waddle was always nursing an injury and dropped too many important passes. He was never going to be part of a successful rebuild here. By the time the Dolphins are good again, just may as well take the draft capital now. Yeah, I'll be live tonight. I'm doing the hockey game. We'll be live tonight, or I will be. I'm going to do the games. Excuse me. The 3 games that Kyle is going to miss that are late games, I'm going to do in here. So I'll have my laptop here watching the game, and then I'll be able to look here on the stream because I got to do it that way because watching the TV, I can't use my glasses, but I got to use my glasses to read the chat. And the back and forth just going to give me a migraine. So I'm just going to do it in here so I can read the chat, watch the game, and Leia will have her bed over there. Hungy says we're not going to get multiple first rounders for that pick. Can we trade it after we've won the lottery? What if we win the lottery? Can you trade it then? I bet you get multiple first rounders then. So nobody likes that idea. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, bud. All right, let's see. Rolled headlines. Cuba suffers nationwide blackout. Kennedy Center to close for 2 years starting in July. Corey Richens found guilty in Utah. That one I don't know. One battle after another wins Best Picture at the Oscars, and the boy in Australia saves his family. Tell me about the boy in Australia. Yeah. Tell me about the boy in Australia. True says, now that I basically have a recording studio, we don't need a playoff song. Yeah. It's funny how that works out. That's okay. I'd probably have a heart attack halfway through the first chorus anyway. So we'll work on getting myself together for the start of next season. we'll work on getting something together for the start of next season. Maybe an original song. Maybe. At least then I don't have to lose the copyright. Thank you again, MJ. So this is the stuff I miss when I don't watch the news. Corey Richens is the Utah mom that killed her husband by poisoning his drinks. Jeez. Watch who you marry, right? Boy. The Australian boy was a 13-year-old who saved his parents and siblings from drowning. Oh, that's cool. Did they have like a bunch of floods there? Were they in the pool? What was the deal? No sharks? Jameson says, is that the boy that had to swim from a boat to shore to save his mom and brother? Boy, in Australia? Jeez. You guys want to start a podcast? You want to buy property in Cuba? We could go live in. We could do the stream from Cuba. I don't know. She wrote a children's book on grief. Jeez. How do I think the Panthers team is doing? Well, they almost won the Calder Cup last year, Simon. So I have a feeling that the team is putting its focus there to try to actually win it this time. Cuba will be a paradise in the next couple of decades. It'll be the ultimate tropical destination. I mean, it's close enough, right? It's close enough. No, I didn't see any of that. I didn't watch any of I don't watch any of the Oscars or any of that. I don't watch any of that. Yeah. Oh boy. What did JC say? Cuba will become the 52nd state after Canada, and we'll get an MLB team as well as an NHL team before a hockey team goes to Quebec. Oh my God. Well, what do you got now? You have to name the hockey team the Cuban Cigars. You have to name the hockey team the Cuban Cigars. Like, come on. Right? Right? MJ, maybe eventually. Kachuk spoke with Trump to have a game on the White House lawn like UFC is doing in a couple of months. Can you imagine the hellfire and damnation? Jesus. Makes for good content, though. Yeah, the Cuban cigars. Yeah, Cuban cigars. I can already picture the logo with it as a cigar with two coconuts. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Oh my God, True thinks, and I'm not laughing at you. She thinks Puerto Rico would be the 33rd NFL team. That's why Bad Bunny was in the Super Bowl. That would be wild. I'm not going to even try to name that team. My grandfather grew up in Puerto Rico. He was born in the Basque region of Spain, and then they moved to, I believe, Panama, and then Puerto Rico. I think that's how it went, and then immigrated to New York and Brooklyn. And that's where he met my grandmother, who was an Orthodox Jewish woman from there. Actually, my dad's, they've never been 100% sure whether she's from Russia or from Poland. But that's the family story. That's all on my dad's side. My mom's side was well, as my dad calls it, my egg donor, because my natural mother left when I was very, very young. So Debbie is my mom, but not by blood. But she's been my mom since I was 3. So she's my mom. Her whole family is Irish, and they all live in Pennsylvania, right down the road from me. But the egg donor mother with the whole family was Italian, like Scottese, like the real thick, the real Italians, the whole family. So that's why that's yeah. Your grandparents were Polish. They were polished. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. I never really celebrated the St. Patrick's Day thing. I mean, I don't really drink, right? My mom always was big into it and all of that. And I didn't have any real connection, for me to it. You know what I mean? MJ says I dated an Italian girl. Yeah, nice, great people. Just don't get us mad. That's all. It's all good. JC says my German Shepherd learned a new trick. You just can't do it. Oh my God. So by the way, JC will be your entertainment tonight during the intermissions. So how it's going to work is I'll do the normal thing, and then in the intermission, JC will come on and he is going to entertain you during the intermissions. And then post game, I'm just going to do like a quick, like I'm going to hang out post game with y'all for about the same length of time as I would normally take to go record the recap, about 10, 15 minutes. And then after that, we'll just close the stream and I'll go do the recap. So the recaps will be obviously late. Tomorrow's really going to be late. Or tonight, yeah, or tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, uh-oh. Am I lying to you? Hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. When are we going to see Donna again on camera? Well, she's working nights, you know. She's working nights. She's tired a lot from working nights. She's not like purposefully staying away or anything, but she'll be back. Whatever you sent me is not loading, JC. I've been having problems getting pictures in. Yeah, see, it's just a revolving circle for some reason. The same thing was happening with my dad the other day. His picture just wasn't coming in. Well, MJ, she's been on camera a lot during the game streams, the first and second period, especially the last couple of weeks, especially the last few streams. We played a ball, we played a tug of war. She'd come in the recliner and sit in my lap. So she's been around for sure. Yeah, I was thinking things not loading. I gotta go here in a minute. But yeah, no, Leia's good. So she'll be in her bed over here this week. Yeah, no, parents are doing good. Yeah, the squeaky cam. Yeah, exactly. You can hear her if she's not on. Next year, I'm going to set it up so that I have a camera on her bed so you guys can watch her play with her stuff. Because she's sitting there playing with the ball, she's throwing the ball up in the air by herself. It's not on camera. So, all right, I gotta roll. I gotta get out of here because Donna's got to get ready for work. That's a good question, JC. I was actually thinking about that. I'll talk with you about it a little bit because I might put them on eBay. I might do it differently. I might do a little bit differently. I'm considering some things, but my plan is to start getting stuff on obviously this summer. There's no playoffs. Tonight game starts at 10. The member stream is going to start at 9:30. Okay, it's going to be in here, and then instead of me having to set up downstairs, we'll just roll from the member stream straight into the regular game stream at 10. At 10. So everybody get your naps, have your coffee and cookie cakes ready. Thank you again. Appreciate you, MJ. Thank you all for all the super chats. Much love, appreciation. We'll see you tonight. See the members at 9:30. See the rest of you at 10.